it's Bree. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We'll recap on the last episode. Essentially, we just watched as, Frieren and Fern went on a little adventure. Frieren was, secretly plotting to surprise Fern for her birthday, of course. We then learned that the relationship is a little bit more deeper than you'd expect it to be, at least at this point. They definitely spent a lot of time together, so there's a connection being built between the two. So that's very exciting. They also went to essentially wipe out a monster named Qual, whom Frieren and her old party had gone and essentially put to sleep for 8 years. You learn how essentially the humans that have taken the initiative to defeat this monster learn the ins and outs of its attacks, which is really cool to think about. Kind of just fun a little bit, and the episode ends. I think that was a good little recap. Nothing too crazy, just a nice little summary of what had happened last episode. So I'm very excited to start this next one right here, right now. That little mix-up right there is crazy every single time. Oh my god. Oh, I'm wondering with this guy right here. Yo, whoever that was with the sword's gonna go crazy. I know. Oh, was that him? I think it's so cool how, like, you see how they go, like, apart from her. As in, like, there are two different time periods, but she's always the same. Like, that's so cool. Okay, so the years have passed since the last episode. They're definitely gonna walk on a crazy reversal. On, old guy. You know what I've noticed? Everybody that we've seen so far, like outside of Frieren and Fern, are old people. Or older people. I wonder if that's like on purpose, as to say like time does fly, regardless of whether or not like you're there. Which I know I've probably said before, but I really think that's really cool. Dang, Fern, you got taller than that. Oh, from last time. I'm cold. Don't remind me. Don't remind me, I'm cold too. It's not that bad. Like, it's not bad. Like, what you do is just like tidy up the books, you know what I mean? I felt that. Wow, that was so real. That was so real. I can't even lie. Oh, I felt like that before. Just being so tired you can't even walk. Oh. Rather you don't even want to. I felt like that before. Yeah, I'm done with the glasses, I'm sorry, every single time. Every single time, I'm sorry. Every morning though? Who is Height? Who is Heiter? I'm so sorry, guys.
Who are you?
Did I think I psyched myself out. Heiter is Heiter? Or is Heiter Heiter? You know what I mean? Like, that's really what I was thinking initially. Like, Heiter is Heiter. So Happy New Year, everyone. 2024 is gonna be our year. It's gonna be our year, I promise. Actually, like, I actually mean that. It's gonna be our year. Like, I'm so excited. It's gonna be our year, I promise. Yo, Frieren is a stud year, dude. That's cool. Oh, dang. That's what happened to the music. The music was kind of rocking for a short second. Dang it. Dang it. I was about to go crazy. Let me know if this is like distracting anybody, like the back and forth. Look at the hair strands. But it's not impossible for you though. She might be just doing this for her to make some memories, you know? Heiter, okay, Heiter green. Oh, I got heiter and eisen mixed up.
Nice.
Making memories for her, right? It's not just about Frieren, right? It's Frieren and Fern. I'm liking this. I like that episode a lot. I'm actually liking this episode currently, sorry. I think I kind of like missed something I did, but still. More so, I'm kind of getting the gist that it was. More so about seeing someone else being happy, so you can enjoy it for yourself. Okay, we're getting real. He's a cutie. Yeah. He's the last one standing. Well, second to last, but I'm not counting on your time, Eisen. Aw, they're bros. Bros! Yeah, we're indifferent. Bro, she was time ago. She was. I don't know. Flam. Like, ooh, flam. Flam. Yo, he was reading up. Honestly, I can't be mad at him. A large tree. Is she gonna fly? Oh, I see what I get it. No longer indifferent. No longer indifferent. No longer indifferent. Oh, yeah. That's nice. Yo. What? Oh, that was nice. Yo, he was running on water. I'm not done. Yo, Eisen, bro, you're a mini goat. Yo, they're actually really good friends. Like I'm like not even like just to say that, like for them to be talking for as long as they were about her regrets and wanting to help her out, like they were genuinely good friends to her, even if it may not have been like as well received. Master mention.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening.
Oh wow. Dang. That was tight. Yo, that was fire. Holy cow. Oh. Excellent tie-in. Yo. Lem is literally her teacher. That's so cool. I've been like, who is that? Like that beautiful woman in the intro. Yeah, dude, you were just like living your life without actually paying attention to people around you. I feel like that's kind of like, that's lonely. On the northernmost end of the continent. Oh, serious, Ariel. This is cool. The northernmost, the northern, and so, I mean, you're kind of holding a captive hostage. They're so cute. I like these guys. So if Rama comes back eventually. Yo, flashback. No flashback. Give me a little flashback, yo. Yo, if it's awkward, just slaying it. It's okay. She's smiling? Incorrect. She seems very attuned to you. Yo, what are their lifespans? What even was heiter? I love that guy. 1/100? Yo, Frieren, dude. Yo, Frieren, dude, your problems were deep. Like, I can't even relate to her. Yeah. But it's different because I'm only human, you know? Oh, you set her up. Oh no. Oh no. Yo, you set Fern up. Yo, she's not a fan of that. Does he not plan on making it? What if he, like, what if Eisen doesn't plan on making it? So he's like, yo, I'll meet you there. interesting to think about. So that was the last or latest episode of Frieren, episode 4, I believe. Honestly, I actually enjoyed that episode. It definitely went a little bit more on the inner workings of like how the other characters and like her party felt, forgetting that heiter is green. Like heiter is the tall one, because heiter to me means height, like as in he's tall. Wait,
Bruh.
no, I keep on forgetting. I keep on messing myself up, because heiter is short, right? Because you're short height. Matter of fact, I'm cutting that out. Discussion portion of the video. I got my glasses on. I'm ready to like really metaphysically and socially and intellectually ready, aware, capable. You feel me? I like that episode, right? You see how Frieren is essentially trying to like make back the things that she'd missed on with her friends in the past, and essentially relive these moments with Fern, not necessarily with the purpose of reliving it with Fern, for example, but to relive the moments that she had missed with the people that were closest to her, even though they didn't really recognize them as the people that were closest to her at the same time. It's just nice to see that she's really trying to put into effect her wish to get to know Himmel better, but you know, since you can't really meet Himmel again and relive those memories, she's trying to make better memories and trying to really get an understanding of who Himmel was and who people around her will be, especially with Fern. Definitely see how she's taking a liking to her and is making a very conscious and an obvious attempt to get to know her better, which I think is a very respectable thing. I just want to clarify something real quick. If you see my chin getting red, which you probably didn't, and I made it really obvious, I scratched my chin, and I have very sensitive skin, so
they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
And I did. I keep on forgetting, like, heiter is green, but I keep on thinking heiter is short. Like, heiter is here. So whenever I see him, like, my mind is like a thing where it's like, heiter isn't height. Heiter is no height. But heiter is actually height. But I keep on telling myself heiter is not height. So now I'm gonna just think of heiter as green. I know it's bad. I know I should be getting the names right. But like when I was first watching the first episode, I kind of had to redo it because... Not even redo it. I just had to keep on checking to make sure it was recording, because the way that I was trying to actually record the video didn't work. So I was kind of occupied with keeping that in mind. I was watching the video, but still enjoying the video at the same time, like the episode. Okay. And also, like when we're talking about like the scene with heiter and Eisen's parents, I actually really enjoyed that scene. I wasn't exactly expecting it to get more so into like the afterlife and what that necessarily means, but of course it's to be expected with heiter being a priest, albeit corrupt, as they would call him. I do think I would agree with the notion that while, you know, it may or may not be what you expect it to be, for people that are doing their best to live good lives and follow through and be just to the extent that makes sense to them, it definitely should exist. People that are doing their best, right? People that are following and living by societal norms of what a good person really is. And what that means to you could be different from what it means to me, but a person that is a good person is deserving of something a lot better than nothingness. Do I personally believe that happens in real life? I'm not exactly sure. However, I do really like that sentiment, especially coming from a priest. Like, it's not necessarily something that he would be expected to say, but he does say it in at least like a way of comforting his friend in that moment where he's not necessarily in dire need of it, but just thinking of what would happen for his family, right? To be taken from him. He can't really cope with it. For him to lose his family so abruptly and for them to be absolutely nothing is very hard of a concept to really digest. So for him to give his friend indirectly the satisfaction that it is possible for his parents to be living, at least in heaven, and living a life that differs from the way that they had ended, is a very comforting thought. And we also see how Eisen also recalls how indifferent Frieren was throughout the whole entire time that they've known each other. Her indifference you can see in multiple occasions, especially from the last episode, with her just not necessarily caring about missing the moment at the beach with the sunset or the sunrise. It's indifference that she's portraying to other people that doesn't really matter to her, because her lifespan or her life is, it's this just like a moment, like a blink for her. But then you see as she watches Fern smile, and she gets more so, you know, satisfaction of being there, which to me at least indicates to me that she's definitely growing in the ways that she's relating to people, which is a very good sign for her. We also see that later on in the episode that her master, which I won't get too into it because I want to go back for a little bit before we get to that point, but how someone very dear to her, her master, kind of says something along the lines of, you're going to regret not knowing people around you. And lo and behold, she's in regret. She doesn't know the people that were closest to her, who had cared for her. And you see how even then, how you see Heiter and Eisen had actually maintained a really strong connection throughout the years. They would send each other letters and really catch up and, you know, think about what exactly had happened and transpired at Himel's funeral. So that just goes to show that people around her were developing relationships that were very integral to who they became later on in their lives, and Frieren was stagnant and didn't necessarily care to make those connections. And in doing so, she ends up losing a big portion of her life, even though it didn't seem like a big portion, but a portion of her life to nothingness. And by doing so, there's nothing for her to really grasp at in terms of knowing people around her. And even as she is in Eisen's home, what does she know of him? Right? What does she truly know of him? And that's why she makes the ask, what can I do for you? To make some type of attempt of appeasement for, at least maybe in her own perspective, of making sure that you understand that while I may not have been the best, I'm trying to make you understand that I want to do and be there for you. Which I do think and respect. I think this is a respectful thing that she's doing for those that she at least has the opportunity to have maintained a relationship with, seeing as though they're still alive. At least Eisen is, from her band. So I do really appreciate that, to see her taking it in, making the true attempt after Himel's passing. And so when she's clearing off the ships and really just accepting the offer, even though there was no real reward for it, knowing very well that Flam, any book that has Flam's name on it, is insignificant, it's fake, it's just made up. I think that's just showing how far she's willing to push past to make things mean. And I think it's actually really nice to see how other people around her can recognize this change, because as Fern has no recollection, or not even recollection, has no idea of who she was before any of this had transpired. Her idea of who Frieren is completely different from how Himel, Heiter, or Eisen will see her. So when really put up to task of thinking about how she's changed, Eisen can see that. Eisen can make a very clear one-to-one and see how she changed as a person. And it's all for the better, right? She's only going to be able to make better and long-standing connections that actually benefit her and bring her a level of peace, you know? So I can only wait to see how these connections like broaden with people that we've seen in the opening, and who exactly, you know, she loses in the end and makes her really take in the fact that she has a lot going on, that if she doesn't make the attempt to recognize it for what it is, she lose everything. But at the same time, it's hard to say that because of how she perceives things to be very different from how other people do. So I can only hope that she's going to take into account how these people around her will matter, and how they do matter, despite her not giving them much attention, or having had given much attention to those around her previously. And the bros came in clutch. Eisen and Heiter, honestly, the best duo so far in terms of like friendships from this series. I'm really glad that they had kept in contact and had said to each other, like the fact that Frieren is even crying at Himel's funeral, there's a problem. And we know what the problem is. Like, we know that while she may not have like given that much attention to everything and everyone around her, that she is at the depth of her core a good person. And for that reason alone, we should find a way for her to at least maintain some sort of peace with the decision of not getting to know those around her. And in doing so, they decided that the best way to do that was for her to actually go and Find the book that makes it able for the performer of magic to talk to the dead. Did that sentence make sense? I really had to say that really aggressively. So I hope that really sentenced up, because if it did, thank you. If it didn't, I know. But if it did, I tried to save it. I tried to save it. That was hard. I'm actually really glad that we got to see who Flam was. I had no idea that Flam was actually a legitimate character. Because when I was first watching, I'm like, Flam, like, who is this guy? Like, what is this dude even up to? Like, what is even a Flam, bro? And then to see Flam or Flame, didn't actually hear the pronunciation like super accurately, but I know it's Flam. Do I know? Or I'm assuming it's Flam. So to see her actually be Frieren's master and teacher, it's actually really interesting, because now you get to see why there's an automatic assumption as to why Frieren already knows that these books are not real, but also makes it that she's able to really think really hard as to what her master could have left behind. And so for it to actually be like, hey, I know how you are, I know what type of personality you have, and I'm very much aware of how little attention you give to those around you. The only way that I can make it that you can understand that people, despite your best wishes, take into account to who you are and what you do and how you treat others, is not necessarily going to be your major focus in life. But the people around you will notice that, and they will also do the same for you and you to them eventually at one point. But you're not ready for that. So all the people that you just let skirt by you, the people that you've let go by and didn't really pay much attention to, you will one day understand that despite your long life, these connections are integral to who you are and what makes you you. She didn't really say it with all those words, but I'm just coming down to the fact that as a teacher, she has more experience. She knows that her time is limited, especially talking to somebody who has a very long time span. So the moment that she has with her is very crucial for her to understand, at least get the understanding and idea that it's only temporary, right? It's only a matter of time before everything that you know and understand is over. Can't go back. And if there was magic to resurrect the dead, it would have been done by now. And it hasn't. She went through the book. Nothing was there. But what we did learn is this. There is a portion of the world that can be likened to heaven. And when you go there, you will meet and come to see all the people that you've known who've passed before you have. I'm really excited to see how that turns out. Especially from, at least me as a viewer, kind of having the thought that Himmel had romantic feelings for Frieren. So of course, you know me, I want to see how that really plays out, if this is a true circumstance where you can see the person in the physical plane and not just like whispers in your ear. Like, I want to really see how that connection goes as time passes and Frieren essentially becomes more and more in tune with who she is and what life means to her, and how the connection that she's made is actually substantial to her character, and how upon really reflecting on how life has passed her by, or how lives, right, have passed her by, that Himmel was a once-in-a-lifetime connection that she could have made, and from her missing this opportunity, she has no other reason, she has no other choice, right? Just accept it and hope for better days. And from this, I'm wondering now if Frieren is going to notice how Fern and that guy are somewhat similar to how she and Himmel was. From this, she's going to understand, right? Figure out that Himmel wasn't trying to be friendly. Himmel wasn't trying to just be her friend. Himmel had romantic feelings for her. So from seeing this from a third-party perspective, with the window, how I was talking about in the last episode, or the episode before that, from watching from the window, she'll actually understand that the connection that Himmel trying to make with her was not trying to be one of a friendly love, of a friendly connection, but more so of a deep love that he had held for her. in the last episode when the boy went up her skirt, whatever. He was like, I wanted to do that. Obviously, we know, as at least as I know as a watcher, that he actually had some type of feelings towards her. But now, from a third-party perspective, or a third person's view, or a bird's eye, or a window plane view, she can actually see that Himmel was going to be different to her if she had just given him the chance. If she wasn't so indifferent, if she wasn't so just laid back about everything, things may have turned out differently. I actually want to see that. I'm actually really excited. Like I think I'm gonna get into the next episode. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna get right into the next episode because I just hyped myself up. What happened? What happened? Let me not. It could though. Okay. Alright, so good night, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh yeah.